Hello and welcome to Never Seen It, a podcast about movies we haven't seen yet. My name is Trent. I'm here with my co-host Betsy.
I'm your wife.
Also my wife. Today we're going to watch another new movie. This is the season where we're going to just start cranking these out, guys.
It's that time of year.
Yeah, it is very much the time of year where...
And stuff is being released.
Right,
in
so
theaters.
stuff is being released, and the reason why stuff is being released is because, number one, it's the end of the year, end of the quarter, they want to get that stuff on the books, and number two, it's starting to become Oscar season.
Correct.
So, all these studios who want to be considered for Oscars are putting out their movies now.
And what are we considering today, Trent?
Today we are, for your consideration, House of Gucci.
House of Gucci.
Yeah. So this one just got released.
I think it is today.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we're going on opening day.
I think we're going to go on opening day. It might have premiered last night. So this is...
Technically.
So we're going to go and see this movie the morning it comes out. So Betsy.
Yes, Trent.
What do you know about House of Gucci?
So, this one is a little bit of a mixed bag from the little I've heard so far. I think this is going to be very divisive. Either you're going to adore this movie or you're going to say this movie's stupid.
Me in particular?
People. Just
okay,
people.
Okay.
The one very brief review I read about it was that it's super excessive, like a dramatic soap opera.
Sure.
But if you like that sort of thing, you're gonna just freaking love it. They said it was both too much and not enough. So I don't really know what to glean from that information. I don't actually know what this is based on. So it's based on real events, quote unquote.
Sure.
But that is such a broad determination.
Yeah, it's a dramatization of what they perceive to have happened. But I don't know what happened.
No.
Why do they have to make a movie about these people?
Right. So I know Gucci.
Yeah.
It's a designer brand. It's been around for a long time. It's Italian. What I glean from the trailer is that Lady Gaga is the spouse of one of the family members, like a nephew or something of the Gucci family.
Right, so she married into the Gucci family, and one of, maybe an heir? You could be...
Kind of. He's a fringe relative, it kind of seems like. He's like the nephew.
Okay.
And that's Adam Driver. Mm-hmm. This is a big star cast.
Oh, yeah.
It's, Jeremy Irons and Jared Leto and Al Pacino. So this is definitely something that is Oscar bait.
Sure.
It's that kind of a project.
If for nothing else, for acting.
Yes. And the vibe I get is that she basically coordinates to shake things up by hiring some goons to shoot somebody. My assumption is it's the intention to kill them so that somebody else could take their place. But I don't know if anybody actually dies.
Yeah.
If this is just like a you got shot and fucked up kind of a thing.
Yeah, I really don't know. Again, we don't know what the... we kind of know what the plot is, but, like, what's the ending point?
Right.
Like, why are you showing me in the trailer her looking all crazy and telling somebody to not miss?
Yeah. So that's the shortest version I can glean from the
right. And we've seen plenty of trailers that have basically nothing to do with the final product. Mm-hmm. So this might end up being more of a serious drama. This may end up being a total campy nightmare.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know what to expect. It's Ridley Scott, who has been all over the news this week for various reasons.
Yeah, Ridley Scott, he put this out. He put out that other movie with Matt Damon.
The Last Duel.
Yeah.
They just announced they're going to take two of his movies from like the 70s and 80s and turn them into TV series.
Yeah. Because Hollywood doesn't have any original ideas anymore.
No, Ridley Scott is the talk of the town for good and bad this week.
Mostly bad.
Mostly bad. But yeah, House of Gucci, I don't really know. That's kind of the bulk of what I know, and it's just what was in the trailer. So have you heard anything else about this? Or what
Not really.
Expect?
I mean, I think I watch more TV than you do because I watch football.
Yes.
And, I see the new trailers as they get released closer to the release date. And I think that they've changed them up a little bit, but not really anything more. Mm-hmm. It's getting pretty good reviews.
Okay.
It's got like, it's over 80, like, probably over 85%
Well, that's good.
on Rotten Tomatoes. So I don't know if it's going to be like love it or hate it type of thing. It just might be, it's good, or, oh my God, that was amazing.
Right. There's not a real middle ground.
Sure. I mean, it may be enough to get nominated, but maybe not to win. But
we'll talk about that more later.
yeah, we will see when we come back from seeing House of Gucci. We'll be right back. And we're back. House of Gucci, Betsy.
House of Gucci.
What'd you think?
I understand the thing I said before, where it's like, is it too much or is it not enough? And I think the answer is it's both. Because there are moments where I was just like, this is fucking campy and stupid and over the top, and I fucking love it.
Okay.
Then there were other times where it was campy and stupid and over the top. I was like, is this too much?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm totally there with you. Jared Leto. Let's just talk about Jared Leto.
Just jump right into it.
What the hell was he doing?
First of all, I would like to say, if I did not know that was Jared Leto, I would have had no fucking clue.
No, no.
The makeup is incredible. He's doing an absurd voice, and he is so unrecognizable. If you don't know his eyes, that is the only thing about him that is recognizable is his eyes.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like the man at all. He's playing much older. He's playing with his physicality, so he moves differently. Mm-hmm. He speaks in this high, reedy, whimsical voice. He's so eccentric.
He's a caricature.
Yes. And I literally wrote something at one point where I wrote, is he perfect or ridiculous? I don't know.
I don't know.
Because he
doesn't fit. He doesn't fit with the rest of everything.
And I don't know if that's just because that's who that guy was, because I don't know Paolo Gucci. I don't know the man himself.
No.
Maybe he just was a crazed eccentric.
He
and this
seems
is a
like
spot-on impersonation.
Yeah.
We'll have to go watch some YouTube videos, because I'm sure those exist with the side-by-side comparison.
Sure.
And maybe this is the most accurate impression of this man you'll ever see. But it is just ridiculous. And sometimes it's stupid, and sometimes it feels amazing, and I just don't know which it is.
Okay, so I couldn't look away when he was on
right,
screen.
Exactly.
So right there, dude is doing his job as an actor.
If I was gonna throw out a spitball sporting actor nomination,
Sure.
they're at least going to be pushing
He's
for one.
In the conversation, at least.
Yes, he is at least in the conversation, because you forget it's Jared Leto.
Yeah.
But you also never forget it's Jared Leto.
Right. And
it is the most unusual performance. And I didn't hate it. I just don't know if I liked it.
I didn't hate it either, and I just didn't know how to feel when he was there.
Yeah.
They made me feel icky.
He's an icky little man.
Right.
Being icky.
Right. Oh. And for him to play this role not looking anything like... Because everybody else looks like themselves.
Yes.
Why did he get to be made up like this?
Well, I'm sure it is because that is how Paolo Gucci looked.
Sure.
That's how he looked, so we're going to make him look like that. Fine.
But Al Pacino is a...
He looks like Al Pacino.
Al Pacino looks like Al Pacino, but Al Pacino in general is shrinking and turning into a very old man.
Yes. And at this point in his career, he's basically a caricature of himself in everything he does.
Sure, and we even got him shouting.
Yes, in this movie, he is doing an Italian accent, mostly.
Oh.
Mostly.
We'll talk about the accents.
There are moments where he slips, And then there are moments where he and Jared Leto, there's a couple of scenes where those two play off each other, and it's so over the top, but in a good way.
Right. I didn't know whether or not to laugh here.
I loved the two of them playing off each other, like when Paolo sold his shares, and we got the, no!
I'm dead.
That Al Pacino.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. That's what I'm referring to. Al Pacino doing his normal shouting voice.
Yes, there were definitely moments like that in this movie where it's like we were both laughing out loud. Yeah. And I don't know if that was what you wanted us to do.
Yeah.
Or if that was just the way we reacted. Mm-hmm. And that's either because it's so campy, it's stupid, and I fucking loved it, or it's so stupid and I hate it, but I'm gonna laugh at it.
I really don't know.
I don't know the line.
I have no idea what to think about this entire movie. Mm-hmm. Because at its core, this movie is a story about a relationship. It's about Maurizio Gucci and Patricia, or Patricia if you want to be basic about it. Patricia, who meet in the 70s.
Yep.
He is a son and a nephew of the two people who own and operate the company Gucci.
Yes.
And he's just this, like, awkward, tall, rich boy.
Who doesn't want anything to do with that business, basically. He doesn't feel like he's a part of the family.
No. And it's getting to the point where, his dad is sick. Mm-hmm. His uncle is basically running the entire business.
Into the ground to some extent.
Into the ground. We find out that, they're not paying their taxes in the U.S. Like, they open up a store in New York, which is all well and good.
But you have to pay taxes.
But you still have to pay taxes on that. And the U.S. doesn't fuck around in the 70s and before the 80s came around and Reagan started to fuck things up.
Like, they literally say in this, in Italy, it's fine.
Taxes will you just pay them and it's fine. In the U.S., you go to fucking prison.
Correct.
If you do not pay, and especially if you obfuscate things and make it harder for the IRS to get to you.
Yeah, if you're hiding your money.
That's fraud.
They don't like you hiding that money. They want their cut.
Yeah. And his big thing is hiding income.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the business is at a bad spot.
Yep.
Jared Leto's character, Paolo, is an idiot, and he's in no position to take over this company.
And he wants to take over.
But
he
he's
thinks
terrible.
that he's some kind of genius because his name is Gucci.
Right.
No.
He's a creative genius. And look at this line I have
Look at all these
designed.
pastels and browns together.
Yep. And then Jeremy Irons is the other half of this brother duo who run the company. And you said,
Rodolfo.
He's old and sick, and he is trying to, I think he's the more traditionalist. He's trying to keep the name and what Gucci is in the past. And Pacino's the one that's like, let's put it in a mall at the base of the mountains of Kilimanjaro or some shit.
Mount Fuji in
Mount
Japan.
Fuji, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's the old versus the new, but the new way is costing the money and the old way isn't participating at all. So it's the weird crossroads where they've basically left themselves open for somebody to come in and fuck shit up.
Right. And that's where Patricia comes in.
Yeah. She meets this mousy little man and she's a big force and decides to take advantage.
Pretty much.
And it starts small. She's just like, oh, I just happened to run into you. Isn't that amazing?
She stalks him.
Yeah, I didn't know you studied here. I hate books.
I don't know how to read.
And then literally stands in his way from leaving because he doesn't understand she's hitting on him.
Right. Do you want to ask me out?
Aren't you? Hello. I literally am not going to move from your path. Don't drive me over.
Don't you want to ask me out?
Yeah. And so it works.
Which, a spoiled little rich boy, he may not really get social clues.
I guess. And literally the only time, the only reason she's after him is because she heard his last name and she perked up immediately.
Right.
Oh, Gucci? What was that name?
Nice to meet you.
Mr. Gucci.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it starts innocently enough, and then it escalates very quickly where she's just like, we should go on a date. We can't go to this restaurant. Let's eat street food. I'm just so humble and you're just so normal and tee-hee. I'm just this cute little girl.
Yeah, no.
She's playing very naive and just precious at the beginning, trying to make it seem like she's only interested in him and not the fact that he's a Gucci.
Right. And Adam Driver is like oblivious to her advances and her, like, really trying to butt into this whole thing. And getting him to fall in love with her so they can get married.
Yep. And, I think it's not unfair to say she actually likes this guy.
Yeah.
I think she likes him, but she conveniently picked a Gucci.
Sure. So they go and meet Rodolfo, Jeremy Irons, who is his father, and he does not approve.
Nope. And he says, if you marry this woman, I'll disown you and I'll take you out of my will.
Taking you out of my will, you're done. Because, like you said, he is protecting the legacy of Gucci.
Yep.
He wants you to marry, like, if you're going to marry someone, you're going to marry up.
Yeah, and he says she's a gold digger like every other woman who's coming after you.
Exactly.
Because you're a stupid little boy with a lot of money.
He knows his son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guarantee that happens more often than not.
Oh, yeah.
These women understand how to play the game.
Yeah.
This is a tale as old as time.
Yeah. And he follows through with his threat. He's kicked out of the house.
Yep.
And he takes his bags and goes to her place and says, well, I love your daughter. I wish to marry her. But I have no, I have no place to live. I have no job. So let me go and work for your trucking company and wash trucks.
Yeah.
With all the other grunts.
But he loves it, and they're having a good time, and then they fuck in the office. I knew there was a sex scene that people had been talking about.
While opera goes on.
Yes, there was I had heard that there was this wild sex scene, and I was waiting for it. And yeah, it didn't disappoint. There's just like Italian opera blasting.
Yep.
And they're in the trailer on this like construction site or trucking building or something.
Well, it's like a mobile home that they put onto.
It's the office.
Into the yard where all the trucks are, where they get serviced and washed.
And yeah, it is like so aggressive.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of shaking and
thrusting.
There was laughter. I was laughing.
Well, this was the whole theater was laughing.
Over the top.
Yeah.
But great.
But then it cuts to, hey, wedding bells. They're getting married.
And they get married, and nobody on his side shows up.
Yeah.
And so
that's sad.
Yeah. But it's
hey.
that thing where he's kind of also removed from the family himself. Like, he barely feels a part of it to begin with.
Sure.
And now he's basically been disowned.
Right, and he's okay with it. He's fine. Like, he would have been completely fine living their little lives in her their little shitty apartment when she gets the call from Aldo, and they get invited to his birthday party at this giant, like, compound.
Yeah. And they kind of just get pulled back in.
Yeah.
And she starts moving the chess pieces. Basically sucks up to his uncle. She sees an opportunity. She sees
an opportunity here to get in with him and tries nudging him a little bit, saying, yeah, why don't you go and talk? It's family. It's your uncle. It's a family business.
Well, and, she meets with him privately and says, he's so proud. He'll never ask you.
Sure.
You need to help me. Oh, Patrizia tells me you're interested in the family business. And he looks at her like she's nuts because he's never said that.
And then at the very end of their meeting, he gives her their wedding present, which is 2 tickets on the Concorde to come to New York.
That's right.
Where they're opening up a new store.
Mm-hmm. So there's kind of, she just keeps nudging and nudging.
Well,
and
like
nudging
and pulling strings, and I mean it's subtle at the beginning, I think.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe it's just me being naive, but I feel like she didn't really have a lot of malice towards the entire situation. She just wants the best for her husband and for her family.
She starts seeking the opportunity to have improvement in her life.
Right.
By making his position better.
Because she can see, oh, this is how the Guccis live.
Yeah.
I want a piece of this.
Right. And
I'm a Gucci now.
He gives a speech in the car. He says being a Gucci is like being that cake. First you want to taste, and then you want the whole thing for yourself.
Yeah.
And of course, as things progress, she changes his brain, and he just starts thinking, yeah, I want it all.
I want it too.
And by the end, he gets it all.
But then he loses it all.
But that's the sort of thing that happens. And, these stories about designers have been really a thing that people are tapping into lately.
Yeah.
So like we had that Gianni Versace thing on FX a couple years ago. Netflix just put out that Halston miniseries. It's fascinating to see these just eccentric, over-the-top stories. And they all kind of have the same thread where it ends up nobody in this family or this designer, no one related to this designer ends up responsible for their industry that they created.
No, because it's a brand.
Yeah, Gucci, the brand, lives on.
Yeah.
There's not one member of the Gucci family remaining at Gucci.
Yeah, everybody else is dead, basically.
Yeah.
There's no heirs. Because you got the two brothers had two sons.
They each had a son.
Yeah. The two brothers had two sons. One son had a daughter. And the other son died poor. Alone. With no children.
So yeah, there are members of the family alive.
Yeah.
There's clearly a huge extended family based on that birthday party.
Right.
You know, cousins and what have you.
But, like, directly from that family,
Yeah.
there's nobody left. Yeah.
But yeah, so it starts off small, and then she keeps nudging, and then she gets shoved out of the way.
Right.
It gets to the point where he has become too powerful.
Pretty much. Like, he's got it in his mind that, okay, this is what I want. Well, like, okay, one thing I didn't really understand. Who turned in Aldo?
So I think it was Paolo. So Paolo
had the
talked,
goods.
yeah, he talked to all the old secretaries who all hate Aldo.
Yeah.
And they were happy to hand over this confidential documentation about the taxes, and he sees there's a problem. So he confronts him and says, I'm going to threaten you. You know, I have your tax records. I want to be my own man. But because Paolo sucks, he wasn't effective enough. So he took it to the next step, which is he turns them in.
Yeah.
He turns over the documents, and then his dad gets arrested, which is why he's just having a meltdown. And this was another scene where it's like, what is Jared Leto doing? Do I love this or hate this? Where he's like, I didn't mean for him to get arrested. Oh my God, what are we going to do?
Right, and it's
and he goes
it's all
to 12.
It's all these people who are just stupid.
Yeah.
Maurizio is actually going to school to be a lawyer. Now, we don't really see if he's any good at it.
No.
But he keeps a lawyer around. The company, Gucci, keeps this guy, Mr. Lawyer.
Yeah, he's
in
in
almost
every
every
scene.
witnessing everything happening with the family and with the business. So he's got the goods on everybody.
Yep.
But you don't see Maurizio actually doing anything really smart. He's just kind of there.
Right, he's not a designer.
No.
So he can't design for the company.
No.
He's not a businessman. I'm not even sure if he became a lawyer or if he's just studying to be a lawyer.
I don't think he finished.
And he's kind of handed the reins of this company, and
Right.
with 50%, he decides it's not enough.
Right.
And once he gets it all, he very quickly finds himself in the position that, oh, we don't need you anymore because you went too buck wild and you spend all this money on nonsense, and now the company's throwing you out because you're kind of garbage.
Yeah.
You spend too much money and you are draining our profits.
You are, and it's not just him spending his own money. No, he is expensing all of this stuff.
Right.
Which you can't do. And you certainly can't do it anymore.
He has justifiable reasons for all of it, Trent. Oh my God.
If you just let me explain.
Just let me explain why I needed a $7 million villa in the south of France. Obviously.
Research.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about this one. So, basically, we saw this one because, there's a lot of Oscar buzz around it.
Yes.
If nothing else, for the actors. What did you think about Lady Gaga?
I think Gaga is best in these kind of roles, and I like that she is getting work
Yeah.
as a leading lady.
Yeah.
Again, she goes to that place where sometimes she's just ridiculous and over the top. But I also love Lady Gaga, so I was like, I'm here for this drama. This is amazing.
I like the fact that she started to be more conniving.
Yes.
But
she does have an arc.
yeah, as far as and one thing I kind of lamented about by the end, she just kind of disappears.
She's gone for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's like, she goes from on screen every single scene, almost every single scene, to showing up 2-3 times and then she goes to jail.
Yeah, she's basically the star and the focal point until about 20 minutes from the end of the movie.
Right.
And then it's Adam Driver for a little while.
Yeah.
And then she shows back up.
For just a short time.
Just
to see her get her comeuppance.
Pretty much.
That's about it.
Pretty much. So yeah, that was kind of a weird turn, how she is the star the majority of the movie. And yeah, she definitely has motions. So she starts off, like I said, being very cutesy and coy, and then she starts like scratching that itch, and she becomes a little more, bossy and pushy, and then she turns downright conniving.
Yeah.
And by the end, she is like desperate and a little bit crazy.
Oh, she went fucking nuts.
Yeah. I was kind of here for it. I think there's a very real chance she'll be nominated for Best Actress. I don't know based on...
I don't think she should win it, though.
I think she should win.
I think she was better in A Star is Born.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This is something very different from A Star is Born.
It's very different, yes.
This is really... A Star is Born is... They wanted to make a movie about a singer, and they got a singer who could act. This is... She's just acting.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do with being Lady Gaga. There's nothing to do with being a singer.
Yeah, I know.
And that is a very different kind of thing. And I think she pulled it off because she has to play a lot of emotions. And this particular character is a little nuts. And, I think she has things in common. Like, Lady Gaga wasn't born, like, super rich or anything. She's, just some girl from New York. And she's made her way up in the world.
Sure.
She's scrappy and hardworking.
Sure, and I get all that. But
And this character is too.
Yeah. And I think my issue with her is that they didn't give her enough runway to get to those points, I think. Like
you wanted more.
She went crazed from 0 to 60 very, very quickly.
Okay.
Like she saw, like after they got back, or after they got married, I think, he went off, when she's watching the TV and Miss Cleo comes on the TV.
Salma Hayek.
Salma Hayek playing a Miss Cleo type.
It's a TV psychic.
Yeah, it's a TV psychic, and she's got all this money. She calls in and says, "Hey, I'm this person," and she starts talking with her all the time, starts meeting with her all the time, and by the end of it, she's like going on vacations with her all the time and going to spas together, because she's got it in her mind that, yeah, this person is going to tell you what your future is.
That's what some people are like, though, and people, like, especially if what you got is fragile. You didn't get there because you worked hard. You got there because it was convenient and you pulled the right strings.
Yeah.
And that is very fragile
position. I didn't get enough of her fragility, of her, like, holding on to it. There was only one moment when they're up in Switzerland. She comes there with the daughter, and at the end, he's basically saying, "You're going to go back to Italy. I'm sending you back to Italy." That right there, you know that she is losing it.
Yes. But there's moments leading up to it, but they're mostly after that moment where she becomes increasingly more desperate.
Sure.
So, like, they show the scene where her psychic has had a vision that her husband is with this other woman, and she is just crazy. Like, tell me where he is.
Right.
Where is he? I need to know. Where is he?
Right.
Like, why? She's still clinging to this idea that they're happy and in love.
No, there's a question. Did that actually happen?
What do you mean?
Adam Driver and
hooking up with her?
Yeah.
Paula?
I
would assume that yes, it did, because they show her later in his house.
Sure.
And, they have that weird reaction where spoiler alert, he dies. She comes to the house because they're not divorced, is my understanding, because she refuses to sign any paperwork. And she embraces this other woman. She's just there because she probably lives there.
Yeah.
And she hugs her, and then she says, please get her out of my house. A goodbye.
Sure.
So they have like a shared moment, but she's
I have
still
no doubt.
bitch, I'm still mad at you.
Yeah, I have no doubt that him and her had a thing, but that scene, I was like having a moment there where it's like, is this a dream? Is this a vision? Is this, what the hell is this?
Yes, it's both. It is him moving on, but it's also her being told he's moving on.
And he's acting in a way that we've never actually seen him act before.
Yes.
Which is why I think it was a complete fabrication in her mind that this is how he's going to react with another woman.
I don't think it really matters. Ultimately,
It doesn't.
They do end up together, so.
Fine, I get that. But it wasn't enough on screen to really tell me what is actually happening. Like, there was no setup there.
It's
just
supposed
on
to
screen.
be open to interpretation. People are weird like that. They're just like, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to use a metaphor.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
And then, there's other moments where she just goes nuts. So she literally takes a hit out on this guy. And then they're having the first big Gucci, we're back, fashion show. And she's standing across the way in the shadows in the strobe light, grinning maniacally. And again, was that real? Was she actually there? Probably not.
Yeah.
But it's just this really effective shot of her looking insane. She looks insane.
But again, I just don't think the movie earns that insanity. I don't think that they set it up at all to be like that.
Desperate people do desperate things, Trent.
Sure.
And it doesn't always take a lot of a push.
All I'm saying here is the filmmakers didn't earn what they were trying to pull off.
You millennial with your cell phone, you don't know what you're talking about.
I am holding a cell phone, Betsy. I am.
You hear that, Ridley Scott?
Yes, me as an elder millennial is criticizing your movie that I paid to see. You damn bastard. So
let's talk about some other actors. Adam Driver. How do we feel about Adam Driver in this movie?
I like Adam Driver as an actor.
Yes.
I think he was boring as hell.
Yeah.
I think he barely said anything. You could probably count his lines in this movie. He barely does anything.
He was very restrained, and yeah, he just is sort of along for the ride.
Yeah.
Like when he lets loose, like the part where they fuck on a table.
Sure, fine.
Sure, okay. You get like a little spark. And again, maybe that's just this guy's not that interesting. And by the end, he's doing a photo shoot for Vogue, and he's like leaping off of a table and like throwing his arms in the air.
But even then, he had to be coaxed into doing it.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like he isn't meant to be this guy.
No.
And he's trying to be this guy, so it's really awkward and forced.
It's always somebody else who is trying to make him into this guy.
Yes, even when he is outside the doors trying to force his uncle's hand to sell over the other 50%.
Yeah, he's just leans over like a couple of times. Oh, I didn't know you were going to still be there. Oh,
the goons that sent.
Yeah, he's basically hired these goons to take over the company that he wants to have all to himself.
Yeah.
But he doesn't think...
He can't do it for himself, though.
But he doesn't think forward in that maybe this lawyer of mine is trying to fuck me over. Which is exactly what ended up happening.
Yeah, and she's been trying to tell him that. Gaga's character has been saying that for years.
Yeah.
Why do you care so much? You're an outsider. You're also not a Gucci. What the fuck?
Right.
And he ends up being the fucking CEO of the company when all is said and done.
Yeah. They're all stupid.
Yes. That's the thing about people who find themselves successful in that capacity. Like, these guys are not the OG. Mm-hmm. Like, Aldo goes way back to, like, the fucking 30s and 40s.
Yep.
And that's when Gucci was founded and became a brand. Mm-hmm. And he did the work. And he was a self-made man. And his brother came along with him, and they were self-made men. Mm-hmm. Everybody else is just along for the ride, which means they're vulnerable and stupid and they don't know how to do this for themselves.
Yeah, and Adam Driver's character did not want to have anything to do with the company.
No.
He didn't want to learn the family business.
Leather.
He was going to go and make a living as a lawyer somewhere else. Why? Learn the family business.
Or don't. And then just steal it.
Right.
Shove everybody out of the way and take what you want.
So many people, and this happens so much, I'm sure. I don't come from money. Neither do you.
Nah.
None of us have, millions of dollars waiting in trust for us. We're doing a podcast because it's fun.
I have upwards of $11. What are you talking about, Trent?
Right. So I can't relate to someone like that. Mm-hmm. I just can't. And I know that this happens more often than not, where the children of business people, business owners, come along.
Or huge, what do we call it? What's the word? A legacy of some sort.
Sure. They come along, they see the business not as something that, is work, but is an entitlement. Mm-hmm. And they see the business as a piggy bank.
Yeah.
They don't see it as something that you need to work for.
Because they didn't have to do the work.
They didn't have to do anything. And it sucks. And I don't really know where Adam Driver's character really sees himself. At the beginning of the movie, he's basically written out of the will.
Yeah.
Where he's not going to get a damn thing.
And he's okay with it.
And he was okay with it. It wasn't until Lady Gaga come along and says, you need to get back into it, and let's just forge a signature, and guess what? We're in the money.
Yeah, that's the thing that they sort of gloss over. So basically, his father dies, and there's a certificate of shares for the Gucci company. He owns 50% of the company,
Yep.
But he never signed it to leave those shares to his son, which means he can still have them, but he will have to pay the death tax on them, the inheritance tax. And they basically say, well, the lawyer's the only other person who ever saw that document unsigned. Mm-hmm. And the implication, because they touch on it at the beginning of the movie, is that Patrizia forged the guy's signature.
Yes.
Because we're seeing her at the beginning of the movie forging her father's signature.
Yes.
But they never actually show her do it.
Nope.
They just suggest that's what happened.
And
then we gloss over it and move on.
And she blames Paulo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That part is left a little vague.
Now that we're talking about this some more, the movie's kind of long.
Oh,
It's 2.5 hours long.
It didn't always feel long, but there were moments it felt a little long.
Yeah, and I think the movie might have been better if it was longer. I think you could have made an entire epic of this thing, 3 hours long.
Let's do 3.5. Fucking go for it, Ridley Scott.
You could have actually made it work. Mm-hmm. But because you gloss over so many things, you don't really get the background of some of these characters. And you don't end up seeing what happens with Paulo and his wife. You don't really explain the whole, the cease and desist order that he gets from Gucci.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing to me.
Yeah, he basically gets the go-ahead from Gucci to make his line, and then they say, oh, just kidding, because you're not really Gucci.
Yeah, you're not involved in Gucci anymore. You can't actually, we own all that stuff. You cannot go out and start showing it off because it's not yours.
Under the name of Gucci, certainly.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have gone more into that, and then he's just sort of broke and destitute, and they make him an offer and he sells the few shares that he's got.
Sure.
And it just sort of avalanches where it's just first Maurizio has 50%, then he has a little over 50% because he got some of the shares from Paulo, and then he gets the whole thing.
Right.
He fucks it all up and he's getting pushed out of his company. And meanwhile, his wife, who's still technically married to, takes out a hit on him, and he's murdered in broad daylight.
Mm-hmm. Again, stupid people. Who does that?
And they all get caught.
Yeah.
2 years later, they all go to jail for 20, 30 years.
Uh-huh.
Or for life.
Yeah, the one who actually pulled the trigger gets life.
Mm-hmm. but she planned it and she paid for it, and that's all shit you can prove. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Fucking jealousy and anger and resentment.
Money.
And money.
Yeah. The movie. And handbags.
Yeah. Other people in this movie. Jeremy Irons is good.
Yeah.
He's not in it very long, but he's good when he's in it. We kind of touched on Al Pacino.
I think he's okay.
He's okay, but he's being Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. How many more movies is Al Pacino gonna make? He doesn't have to work very hard anymore at this point in his career.
True.
I would say if anybody else is going to be pushing to get nominations, it might be Al Pacino for supporting, just because he's a Hollywood legend and he's getting up there. And how many more times is he going to get nominated? Does he warrant the nomination?
We haven't seen enough.
There's a very wide open field. The race has not begun yet.
Yeah. If anybody's going to get supporting out of this, it's Jared Leto.
I think so.
But again, what the hell? Who gave him that direction?
Ridley Scott?
I don't get it. I don't get why he had to go to 11 for that particular thing. I just don't get it.
It was campy, but I kind of loved it, but I kind of hated it, which says to me he was at least trying something.
He was.
He was working his butt off. And that's more than I could say for some people, I think. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the core group of actors who are in this.
Yeah.
But then, what do we think about other possible nominations? Do you think this is gonna get a nomination for Best Picture? Do you think it did enough?
I think it's probably up there.
It's on the short list anyway.
Yeah. I think it is a unique enough story, and there's nothing really special about it.
No.
But it is a unique story. It is told in a way that is coherent to a point.
Yeah.
But there are some things that I will not get over. Mm-hmm. Nobody speaks Italian.
They rarely speak Italian.
Yeah.
But this is that kind of movie where it's like, we didn't make a movie in Italy in Italian.
I know.
You're an American audience. This is an American filmmaker. These are American actors. You're going to speak English.
I know. It's not that kind of a movie.
It's not that kind of movie. It's like movies set in World War II Germany.
Yeah.
Nobody speaks German in those movies. They all speak English. It's, in France,
it's a
Marie Antoinette.
Hollywood movie.
They all speak English.
It's a Hollywood movie meant to make money. I get it. But this is a uniquely Italian brand.
Fair.
And I'm not an Italian. Neither are you. I don't really know any Italian people, but some of those accents were bad.
Specifically?
Adam Driver. In the moments that he was speaking, especially when they started fighting, when he started to get his emotions up, he sounded like Adam Driver in Girls.
He slipped.
Yes.
Yeah. Fair. And like I already said, Al Pacino, he's kind of, when he gets aggravated in certain words, like he would slip up.
Yeah.
At least, Pacino, he's very Italian.
He is very Italian. I'll give him that.
You know who else is really Italian? Lady Gaga.
Yeah. I suppose, yeah.
Yeah. And actually, it was kind of funny because at the end of this movie, when she goes and puts the hit out on him, she's dressed very down for the way she dresses the rest of the movie.
Very down.
Leather jacket, jeans.
Yeah.
She's got a short haircut. And
caked on makeup.
I don't know if you know this, but somewhere in the early part of her rise to stardom, she put out a single where she had a male alter ego.
Okay.
And that's what she looks like in this movie.
All right.
I can't remember his name off the top of my head. In her video for You and I think it is, she's all made up and she's got a black pompadour and she's wearing like skinny black jeans and a black t-shirt and she's got like a cigarette hanging out. That's what she looked like at the end of this movie, is her male alter ego.
Sure. Just covering some other stuff here. They don't get into why, like specifically why, the Italian financial police raid their house. I mean, is it their equivalent of the IRS saying that you didn't pay the taxes over there finally? Or what's going on with that? Then he flees to Switzerland.
Again, I think that's maybe... It's either Paolo serving retribution because he was wronged basically right before this happened.
Fine.
Or it's the lawyer. Because the lawyer shows up and she's like, oh, it took you long enough. Well, maybe that's because he kind of clued them in that they should come over here in the first place.
Right. And it just seems like, the lawyer was the one really pulling all the strings here.
Well, and then that whole thing, nothing happened after that.
Nope.
Like, they raid the house. Yeah. He flees the country.
He flees the country, goes to Switzerland, and then he's able to come back.
And he buys the whole company.
Yeah.
It was a little vague.
I don't
There's
understand.
some details missing.
Yeah.
The only other thing I would mention about this is how they kind of throw in other fashion icons throughout the movie, whether they draw attention to it or not.
Yeah.
So they're at a Versace fashion show and they've got a guy. There's Versace right up there. Yeah. So, this is clearly before he was killed. And then at the after party, there's a guy dressed like Karl Lagerfeld, who you probably don't know, but I'm sure you saw the man with the white hair and the high collar and the glass. That is his signature look.
Yep.
He always looks like that. Anna Wintour is there. She's been the editor-in-chief at Vogue forever. So the woman with the little bob haircut and the glasses, again, very
interviewing him.
Very iconic look. She is the voice of Vogue forever.
And around the time that this happened, that's when fashion magazines really started.
The 90s.
Yeah, the late 80s and 90s is when all that shit really started to become a thing.
Yeah.
And you needed brands to be on your side in order to get them into your magazines.
Yep.
So you do a puff piece on them.
Yep. And then the other piece that I didn't know, because they said, oh, we're looking for a designer to help Gucci.
Yeah.
Let's talk to this guy in Texas. Well, I didn't catch his name. It's Tom Ford.
Tom Ford, I know.
Tom Ford, who now is, a designer in his own right with his own brand.
Sure.
I had no idea that he worked for Gucci initially.
It seems like that's where he got to start.
Yeah, and now I think he's in suits. I think he makes suits. That's his big thing.
I don't know.
Tom Ford's suits feels right, but again, I'm not completely familiar with all of the ins and outs of fashion, but I know enough to recognize some of those people in the background.
Sure. You a lot more than me.
Yeah, and it's weird to have them in this movie because it's like a cartoon of themselves.
Sure.
Because they're real people with real things, but they have this look and they never change it because that is what they look like.
Right, that's their brand.
That is their brand. So they are, you could have had no scenes where they spoke and you would know exactly who those people are supposed to be.
Sure. But yes, fashion, murder, money, bags.
Shoes.
House of Gucci.
Loafers. Italian leather loafers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think overall,
yeah.
I think it's got some problems. It's not bad. I think it does toe that line of, is it good campy? Is it not enough campy? What do I want to make this better or worse? Like, I think it's too silly to be dramatic, and it's too dramatic to be silly.
Yeah.
I don't know
Again,
how to describe it.
My point earlier was they just don't earn the camp over here and at the same time have the serious, almost biographical stuff over here. Mm-hmm. You can't have it both. Yeah. You just can't. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yep. I also wanted more excess. Like, at the beginning of the movie, it's the 70s, and we have, like, a fucking coked-up disco party.
Right. An Italian disco party. Let's go.
And it's wild, and everybody's in a mask, and it's, like, crazy, and that's the energy I wanted. But I wanted it for the whole thing. Again, I bring up the Halston TV show. It's literally, there's an entire episode where all they do is do a bunch of blow.
Sure.
Like the whole time. And it's like Studio 54. And it's the fucking 70s and early 80s. And it's a wild time to be alive.
But that's
that's where we start this movie. And then it just kind of gets subdued.
Well, and Maurizio isn't that guy.
Yeah.
He's really not.
He's at the party and he doesn't even belong there.
Yeah. Did that actually happen? You know? Like, did they meet while he was just behind the bar?
Yeah.
Why was he behind the bar?
Wrong place at the wrong time kind of thing.
I guess.
Yeah, and then, you know, as they get wealthier and their situation improves, the excess doesn't improve with it.
No.
I wanted it to be big. Like, they literally fire him from the company because he's spending too much money. Mm-hmm. And there's like one little sequence.
The only thing that they show is him with the Lamborghini.
Yeah, he buys a Lamborghini and he says, don't ask.
Yeah.
No, I want more. I want more. Spend the money. Be absurd.
Yeah.
Go big or go home. That's what I'd say.
Mm-hmm. But then the only other thing that they really show is like all of the like the compounds, like all those places, and their office, because you like in Maurizio's office that he gets at Aldo's building, you can see through the windows that there's the Empire State Building, very prominent.
Yeah.
Like, they're downtown Manhattan. That's the real shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey. But yeah, I think you're right. It's not enough in some places. It's too much in other places. Jared Leto, good God, man. I don't understand what the hell you are doing as an actor, but keep doing it.
Yes. Thank you for participating.
Yeah.
You understood the assignment, I think.
Sure. You showed up.
If he is anything in this movie, he is excessive. He is the definition of excess.
Yeah. But today, Betsy, that is it for us. House of Gucci.
That's right.
We're done.
Time will tell what people think of this movie.
Yeah, and I'm just going to say this. We're going to be doing some of these new movies in a weird way this time around, because when we started this show, we started just with the Oscar movies. We knew what was nominated. We took a little bit of a break in the middle, and then we just kept on going. This time around, we don't know what's nominated.
We're taking
bets. Some educated guesses here as to what's going to be nominated. We're going to talk about...
What are people talking about? What's the buzz?
We're going to talk about possible nominations here, whether it be for the Best Picture or Best Actor or cinematography or whatever else. So,
and we'll see how we did in a few months.
We'll see how we do. We're going to continue on, with Spidey Sunday and all the other shit that we're going to do, but we're going to have to do it a little bit different this time around, because we're not going to have that much time when the real nominations come out. So we want to get a little ahead of things.
It's a marathon. Come February, March.
Exactly. Which is why we watched Dune when we did. We'll be watching some other stuff that is getting the buzz very soon. But again, we're going to continue on with Spidey Sunday and whatever else we're doing going forward. But yeah, just this is what you're going to get from here on until the end of Oscar season, I guess. So
sporadically. Yes,
very sporadic. So anyway, that's going to be at the end of the show. No emails today, Betsy, but reach out to us about Oscar movies. Like, what do you think should be nominated? Have you seen anything that maybe we haven't heard of that is getting some buzz? Like I said, we're going to be watching a few things that we've never heard of. So
potentially. Usually happens.
Yeah, Betsy and I looked at the list last night. It's like, oh, what the hell is this movie? Belfast?
The long list is long.
Yeah. So again, this is just the second movie that we're kind of guessing on. So anyway, reach out to us, email us at neverseenitpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter, neverseenit_pod. And if you want to support the show, click the link in the podcast description. You'll figure it out from there. But until next time, I've been Trent.
I am Betsy.
And you're listening to Never Seen It. We'll catch you next time.
Bye, guys.